Coming up on OU Nightly, an update on Hurricane Helene cleanup and how Oklahoma is helping prepare for Hurricane Milton to make landfall. Students on OU's campus gathered to remember the October 7th attack on Hamas. This is OU Nightly.
Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Sofia Cabrera.
And I'm Chewy Dominguez. We begin tonight with an update on Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene cleanup. Hurricane Milton is strengthening back up and is now a Category 5 hurricane with wind speeds at 165 miles per hour. Milton is expected to make landfall across Florida tomorrow night.
Crews are still cleaning up remnants from Hurricane Helene as those debris pose a massive threat as Hurricane Milton approaches. Authorities are warning residents now is the time to evacuate.
Helene was a wake-up call. This is literally catastrophic. And I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Thousands of Florida residents are leaving the state ahead of Milton's arrival.
And our coverage on Helene and Milton doesn't stop there.
OU meteorologist Dylan Strelko has more on these historic storms.
Yeah, guys, we are continuing to track Hurricane Milton just out into the Gulf of Mexico as it's approaching the Florida Peninsula. And you're going to see our main concern right now as the storm approaches is going to be that storm surge right here in the central west Gulf Coast of Florida near Tampa, areas just north of Fort Myers. So the Tampa Bay, Fort Myers area could be seeing anywhere from up to 15 feet of storm surge, as well as the areas in red anywhere up to 12 feet of storm surge. So taking a look at where Hurricane Milton is right now, it is just north of the Yucatan Peninsula, north of Cancun, currently a Category 5 hurricane, and that is expected to make its way up to the northeast over the next coming day or so. So we're going to be continuing to track Milton as this moves off to the northeast, talking about that persistent heat that's sticking around and checking in on that Red River forecast.
And Oklahoma is sending support to Florida as Hurricane Milton is barreling towards the state. OU Nightly's Abigail Franklin is live in the newsroom with the latest on Oklahoma's efforts to help. Abigail?
Governor Stitt says he's sending additional resources to help residents in Florida. The team is made up of Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers, emergency management teams from 3 counties, along with Oklahoma City Fire and Norman Police. 5 swift water teams from the state are also being deployed. We know one group is from Lawton and has arrived in Florida already. They will be in the area as Milton moves through and will help as needed. This is on top of several groups already in North Carolina helping with recovery from Hurricane Helene. Experts say if you want to donate to help with the recovery, your best way is through the Red Cross. Live in the newsroom, Abigail Franklin, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Abigail. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian accuses the U.S. and European countries of double standards after siding with Israel. The Iranian leader says it is Iran who is normally accused of human rights violations, yet foreign powers co-sign Israel's prosecution of the war in Gaza.
And these comments come over a year after October 7th terror attacks, which prompted the conflict's escalating war in the region. Last week, Iran launched a strike on major Israeli cities, and Israel has promised retaliation.
Last night, the OU Students for Justice in Palestine organized a vigil on the South Oval, remembering the 1-year anniversary of the attacks on Hamas. OU Nightly's Abby Williams has the story.
And may we never be among those on the wrong side of history.
A night that meant so much to so many.
Our university enables the bloodshed of Palestinians that cannot be described as anything other than horrific. The university can wash our chalk off the ground over and over again, but they cannot wash the blood off of their hands. And it's our responsibility to continue to call for accountability and complete divestment. It's the least we can do in the face of over 200,000 dead.
Now, Students for Justice in Palestine, or OUSJP, say today marks the beginning of their week of rage.
We must be louder than they are. We must be more committed than they are into liberation. And we make our voices heard on this university, demanding divestment from genocide.
Many students spoke up at the vigil, but it was one common message that was stated again and again.
and make us a people who will always fight against injustice, no matter where it is and no matter what the cost.
As the war continues more than 6,000 miles away, the fight to educate fellow students continues on OU's campus.
I need to commend the organizers who for this past year have sacrificed their time, have sacrificed their internships, their jobs, their careers to do this work, because it's important work, and without it we can't be who we are on campus, and we can't give an adequate voice to Palestinian and all oppressed and colonized people on this campus.
Now, Wednesday at 10 a.m., OUSJP has organized a walkout and protest in front of Dale Hall. Reporting for OU Nightly, I'm Abby Williams.
Thanks, Abby. OUSJP has more information on their Instagram on the walkout and other events going on this week.
As Florida braces for another powerful hurricane, the Federal Emergency Management Agency is reassuring the public they can respond to the next disaster. OU Nightly's Oliver Schaefer has that and the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center.
FEMA's administrator says their agency is fighting false rumors about their funding. Several of those statements are coming from former President Donald Trump, claiming FEMA funds have been used for housing for illegal immigrants.
We really have just got to stop this rhetoric, because what it's doing is it's putting fear in the people that we're not going to be there to help them. And I worry that they won't register for assistance with us.
President Joe Biden said today in a news conference these claims are, quote, un-American.
But it misleads people. It puts people in circumstances where they panic, where they really worry. They think they're not being taken care of. And it really is, it's going to sound, use an old phrase, it's un-American. It really is.
Trump is also claiming Biden is not answering calls from Georgia's governor, but those claims are being proven false. And TikTok is facing more legal pressure. 14 states are filing a lawsuit claiming the social media platform harms children's mental health. The lawsuit alleges the app is designed to keep minors on the app for as long as possible, but TikTok says it believes its platform is safe for children. Come 2025, Mega Millions tickets are more than doubling in price. A lottery ticket will now cost $5, but officials say this will help create more billion-dollar jackpots. Sophia, Chewy?
Thanks, Oliver. Coming up, a new furry friend is our new latest obsession. See who we're raving about after the break.
And later on, see why this OU tradition is a hit on campus.
Shelter overpopulation is considered critical in parts of Oklahoma. Finding homes for furry friends is just one step in helping shelters around you. Savannah Simmons has more on how you can help in this week's Pet of the Week.
October is here and you may need a furry friend to match with for Halloween. Look no further, because Norman Animal Welfare may have the right fit for you.
Another pet is looking for a home, and this week it's Montana. She's a 1-year-old pit bull mix who's a lot of fun to be around.
She's got a really good energy level to where she can play, but she also has an off switch.
After getting to know Montana for over 70 days, Norman Animal Welfare's manager Kelly Robertson doesn't know why she hasn't been adopted yet.
And she's also very smart. Somebody spent some time with Montana. She knows how to sit, she knows how to shake, and she knows how to lay down. And if you set a treat in front of her and tell her to stay, she'll wait for you to tell her that it's okay to take the treat.
Kelly says people got to know a little bit more about Montana from daycations, a way for pets to get out of the shelter for a day.
And you just spend the day with them, whether it be taking them to get a pup cup or taking them to, on a hike or on a walk.
As much as Montana loves her days out of the shelter, Kelly says she wants to find her forever home.
All October long, adoption fees have been waived, so you could spend your spooky season with your new special someone. Reporting from Norman Animal Welfare, Savannah Simmons, OU Nightly.
If you or someone you know is interested in Montana or any other pets from Norman Animal Welfare, you can find their website on normanok.gov under the Resident and Visitor tab. You can also call the center at the number on your screen. It's never too late to help a pet in need. And it's everyone's favorite time of the year, Texas Hate Week.
That's right. See how students are showing their passion for the Crimson and Cream after the break.
And don't go anywhere because we're checking in on Hurricane Milton as well as checking in on that weekly forecast. Well, we are continuing to track Hurricane Milton as it is making its way up towards the Florida Peninsula. We are watching this as it is currently a Category 5 storm continuing to make its way towards the Florida Peninsula. Now we're going to be seeing the storm continue to weaken as it gets towards Florida, not as much so as below the major strength. We are expecting the storm to still make landfall on the Florida Peninsula as a major Category 3 storm. But right now you're going to be looking at the Naples, Florida cam right now. Pretty cloudy out there ahead of Hurricane Milton as this storm is moving in. So you're going to see right now north of the Yucatan Peninsula, north of Cancun is where the storm is currently sitting. Hurricane Milton, currently a Category 5 hurricane right now with sustained winds of around 160 miles per hour. And then this storm is going to continue to move up to the northeast, again towards the Florida Peninsula, bringing all sorts of risks as far as heavy winds, anywhere from 100 to 120 miles per hour, storm surge up to 12 to 15 feet, especially here in the Tampa Bay area and the Fort Myers area. Now, this is all going to depend on where the eye wall of this storm makes landfall. If this eye wall makes landfall here in Tampa Bay, we're going to be seeing a lot more higher end storm surge. But if this eye wall comes in here south of the Tampa Bay area, we'll be seeing a little bit less of that storm surge, but still definitely something we want to be monitoring. And of course, as with this hurricane, we are watching for the potential for very heavy rainfall on more of the northern side of this storm as well. So for areas north of the Tampa area, for even Tampa as well, so 8 inches of rain is possible there. So areas for parts of Central Florida, Orlando, and even up towards Jacksonville as well. And just remember, even if you're on the east coast of Florida, you're still going to be seeing some risks with that. But for the rest of us here across the United States, we're going to be staying very dry, very well below average temperatures and precip chances over the next 6 to 10 days. We're going to be seeing that across the state. So temperatures right now, currently 84 degrees, low humidity levels at about 33%. Dew points are in the medium range at about 52. Temperatures across the state getting into the mid 80s here, 84 in Norman, down there in Lawton, getting to about 90 degrees, 85 down there in Ardmore. And those temperatures are going to be sticking around like that for the next couple of days, starting to bottom out in the mid to upper 80s, warming up into the low 90s this weekend. And as well as those allergies, they're really starting to come down for what we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks or so, with those levels way up there in the very high levels. But most of the trees, weeds, and grass, they're all going to be in the medium range, and the mold is going to be up there in the high range. So you may be still feeling a little bit stuffy. Hopefully that starts to come down as we get into a more fall pattern. Now, tracking this evening for you, the temperatures are going to be coming out of the 80s. Plenty of sunshine, though, as you can see a pretty beautiful sunset out there this evening. Now, if you're heading down to Dallas this weekend for the Red River rivalry, here's your forecast. Tailgate, 84 degrees, 87 degrees at kickoff, and we'll start to see those temperatures coming down as we go throughout the evening. But you'll see those temperatures are warming up this weekend, getting up to 91 on Saturday, but no chances for rain anywhere here in the near future.
Thanks so much, Dylan. I'm so excited. I know we've had a very eventful week weather-wise, but we still have a lot of events to coming up for us.
Yes, I am so excited to get down to Dallas and cheer on us at the OU Red River
Of course.
rivalry.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be at the game this weekend. Are you guys going to this weekend?
I will not. I will be there, but I won't be at the game, unfortunately. What about you, Dylan?
Same for me. I will be at the fair.
Well, totally understandable. But students are kicking off the annual Bevo Bash with a big smash. It's a part of a tradition at the Wesley. Along with the smashing of a car, students enjoyed some free food, outdoor games, a visit from the Pride of Oklahoma, and an opportunity to give back to the community. Not only does this help raise spirits ahead of the big game, but it helps raise donations to make a dent. In food insecurity on campus, donations are encouraged this week as the OU and Texas food pantries compete to see who can raise the most money in goods.
It raises a lot of awareness. You get a lot of people to know about what food insecurity looks like on a college campus and how they can get involved. So when you get any kind of competition, especially in a Beat Texas week, it brings out the best in a lot of people. And we have seen a lot of donations roll through, a lot of canned items.
From fighting food insecurity to smashing a burnt orange car, this week is full of giving back and competitive fun.
Well, with the festivities happening this week on campus are all leading to the battle in the Cotton Bowl this Saturday.
Brooke, how is OU football getting ready for the big game?
Well, for Team 130, it's all about staying in their own lane. While Coach Venables and Billy Bowman are focused on leading up to the face-off against the #1 team in the country next in sports. Hello, I'm Brooke Griggs, and it's time for sports. OU Texas is a Sooner holiday, so why should fans not expect some Sooner magic? A triple threat at receiver could be taking the field soon. Brent Venables says starters Jalil Farouk, Angel Anthony, and Deion Burks are improving. Farouk and Anthony have played in 1 game each. Burke is day-to-day and has 201 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns so far this season. OU cross country Tobias Chariot doesn't need a chariot to come in first place. Tobias was awarded SEC Freshman Runner of the Week, and he's only improving during his time at OU with a personal record last week and the second fastest time by a freshman in the SEC. And Oklahoma softball is in a blood battle for the 2nd week in a row. And by blood, I mean Crimson versus Cream. The 4-time Natty winners will play in a Battle Series inter-squad scrimmage tomorrow at Love's Field with first pitch at 6:30. And basketball is back for OKC Thunder fans. Oklahoma took on the Spurs last night in OKC's NBA preseason opener. Rookies Dylan Jones and AJ Mitchell showed out for their debut, with Mitchell tallying 19 points and Jones securing 17 points for the Thunder. The Thunder beat the Spurs with a 112-107 win to start the preseason. And major changes could be coming for the SEC, ACC, Big 12, and Big 10, according to Yahoo Sports. Football programs from the 4 power conferences could form a 70-team Super League. In simpler terms, Project Rudy preserves the 4 power conferences while expanding the postseason overhaul scheduling, infusing as much as $9 billion into a revenue distribution tier system. Sophia, Chewy.
Thanks, Brooke. Coming up, we are celebrating those who have put others before themselves. Find out after the break what national day it is.
I'm Abigail Nickel. Tonight, Norman City Council will discuss the future of their warming shelter. Currently, the shelter is managed by Food and Shelter, but they say they are stepping away. They claim they are unable to settle with the audit and new contract terms from the city. Leaders tonight will decide whether or not they will terminate the existing contract, and that meeting begins at 6:30. Sophia, Chewy.
Thanks, Abigail. And today is National Hero Day. We are celebrating all those who inspire us in our daily lives. Heroes recognized include, but are not limited to, military, teachers, first responders, and doctors, and nurses, our parents and or mentors, and many more. We thank our heroes for all that they do and encourage you to recognize the heroes in your life.
Yeah, I truly believe there's like heroes everywhere, like from coaches and then all those on the front lines, like journalists that are like active on the scenes, and even like meteorologists that are just like taking care of covering Milton and Helene.
Exactly, yeah. And you know, with Hurricane Milton, we are definitely hoping that those heroes show up for those people down there in Florida. You know, we are having our prayers out to those people as this hurricane continues to barrel its way towards the Florida Peninsula. Now, checking back in on our 7-day forecast, we are going to be seeing those temperatures sticking around with us for the next few days, even getting up back into the 90s by Saturday. Lots of sunshine, though. May see some few clouds here and there for the next couple of days, but overall, pretty dry for the next 7 days.
Thanks, Dylan, and thank you for watching OU Nightly.
Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.